Hello, Legasone. Welcome. Alright. I think then everything should be set up. Welcome, Technicolor Dusty. I know this is a game you like a lot, considering you're the one who introduced it to me. And we can remove the starting soon screen and actually get started. You can stay for a bit at least. Hey, well thanks. Welcome, anyway. More like Phoenix Wrong, am I right? Welcome, Glebov. Good to see ya. Sorry if my mic goes out for a second there. I just accidentally muted it. So, as the title screen might suggest, we actually are given 3 Ace Attorney games here. We have the original, the sequel, Justice for All, and the 3rd game in the series, which is Trials and Tribulations. You don't want to know how much time in middle school you spent watching Phoenix Wrongs. I remember those on YouTube back in the day. Best one is Trials and Tribulations. We'll get to Trials and Tribulations. For now, we're starting with the first game and the first case. For those of you who are unfamiliar with these series, it is essentially a set of visual novel-style games where you play as a defense attorney named Phoenix Wright. And, chat, you and I are gonna solve some murders, so I hope you're excited for that. You should be able to hear me, right? Yeah, it's coming through okay. Evolve walking up to a gay couple and asking which one is the trials and which is the tribulations. Alright. So, this is a new save file. We're gonna start with the very first episode, which is the first turnabout. Oh wow, shocking, I know. Let me just make sure everything's working. Oh boy. I love that our first individual we meet wants to find someone to pin this on. He'll make it look like he did it. Wonderful start. Oh great, Technicolor Dusty, now you get to call somebody redacted. Welcome to the club. Phoenix is the trial, redacted is the tribulation for his updated autopsy reports. It is August 3rd, 9:47 a.m. in the District Court Defendant Lobby number 2. And, okay, so I have not played this on PC before, so it might take me a little bit to get used to the controls again, but we can press tab to take a look at our evidence. We have our attorney's badge, which we can present to literally everybody. You think it's interesting that this game outright tells you about the shenanigans afoot before you start, helps you focus on the actual proving of the case. Yeah, the first case in most of these games is more meant to, like, teach you how the game mechanics work than it is meant to be super confusing and deep. Trust me, we'll get to the confusing ones soon enough. And we have an autopsy report. The time of death is July 31st, from 4 to 5 p.m. The cause of death was loss of blood due to blunt force trauma. That's not fun. But that's alright. Oh, we also have profiles. Before I forget, we can look at the people involved in this case. So our first person is Mia Fey, age 27, chief attorney at Fey & Co. Law. My boss, a very good defense attorney. I will remind you that we are Phoenix. This is our boss, Mia. Larry Butts, age 23. He is the defendant in this case. A likable guy who's been my friend since grade school. What genre is this series? It's technically, like, in terms of the gameplay style, it is a visual novel. With some aspects of, like, point-and-click adventure in the investigation scenes, I'd say. And finally, Cindy Stone, age 22. The victim in this case. A model, she lived in an apartment by herself. You do love how this franchise allows for gruesome murders and insane, wacky shenanigans to coexist. It is a rather fun juxtaposition. You're gonna head out, have fun, you'll lurk if you can. Have a good night, Technicolor Dusty. I hope things go well. We'll be here figuring out how to defend poor Larry Butts. Yes, that is actually his name. Ooh, how are we gonna voice Phoenix? Should I just go close to my normal voice for him so that it's not too stressful? I think we'll stick close to the normal voice for Phoenix. Boy, am I nervous. Right. Hiya, Chief. I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you, and your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Yes. Actually, I kinda owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over! My life, everything, it's all over! Huh? Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, it's him. Death, despair, oh. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna die. It sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Nick. You had to wait to tell you about him until now so the players would know. Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell them I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. Larry, please. What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished. I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? He is a dramatic little diva. Oh, Larry? Very dramatic. Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me who took my baby away. The person responsible for your girlfriend's death. The newspapers say it was you. But was it him? My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap who was dating her. Larry Butts. My best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying. When something smells, it's usually the butts. In the 23 years I've known him, that's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself into trouble. One thing I can say, though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone. He's a good guy at heart. That, and I owe him one, which is why I took this case, to clear his name. And that's just what I'm gonna do. Well, let's see if we can manage this, chat. August 3rd, 10 a.m., District Courtroom number 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts. Oh god. Alright, Winston Payne. He's kind of a squirrely dude. How do we voice this guy? The defendant was found fleeing the scene covered in blood. Irrelevant, the victim was a don't have blood. Go as nasal as I can. Should I just pinch my nose real hard? Let's see. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The, defense is ready, Your Honor. Ahem. Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not? It's perfect, no notes. Alright, I'm just gonna pinch my nose real hard when we voice Payne for now. Yes, Your Honor. I'm, a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honor. Man, that's not stressful at all. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Well, welcome to the tutorial section, then. Yes, Your Honor. Hand shaking, eyesight fading. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. You know, I sincerely hope that we've been paying enough attention to realize who the defendant is by now. Larry Butts. The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. How could we forget Larry? Larry's great. For the record, here's a big note about Ace Attorney. I'm gonna turn off text skipping so we don't skip any cutscenes by accident. And we're gonna save. So, fun fact about these games, the professional Ace Attorney strat is save scumming, because you can save and load basically any file at any time. So if you fail to figure out the logic puzzles, you basically just reset until you find the right answer. We're gonna avoid doing that, but just so you know. Why didn't I just work on airplanes with my brothers? Oh, we're gonna make puns, are we? Good, this series is a lot of puns. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name? Whew, I know this one. Glad I read that case report cover to cover so many times. It's... wait. Uh-oh. No way. I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here. Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? Puns are your specialty, and you're only 1 week after Sans. That is true. You don't even know the victim's name? The victims. Of course I know the victim's name. I, just forgot temporarily. Oh, I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just press tab to check it at any time, okay? Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. Mr. Wright, who is the victim in this case? Cinder block. No, it's Cindy Stone. The victim's name is Cindy Stone, and at any point we can just press tab and R and see the people here. We also now have a file on Winston Payne, the prosecutor for this case. Lacks presence, generally bad at getting his points across. Correct. Now, tell me. Poop. Oh, welcome, Lakora. We are just starting off this playthrough. Roasted. Listen. Phoenix is nothing if not a little bit savage. Now tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was hit with a blunt object, was she not? She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You've answered all of my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. We didn't fail the tutorial. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Well then. First, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne? Yes, Your Honor. The base of the scales this guy has makes it look kind of like a halo. The judge is a good character. I do like the way he's seated. We are playing the HD version. If you don't know, this originally released on the Game Boy Advance in Japan, and then the Nintendo DS in the United States afterwards. And now, at least the trilogy has been ported to a lot of different systems, including the Steam release, which we're playing right now, and Switch, and iOS. iOS actually has most of them. Germ735, Spencer sent you? Well, hello, Germ. Hope you're doing well. We're just getting started here. As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court what that object was? The murder weapon was this statue of the Thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim. I see. The court accepts it into evidence. Statue added to the court record. We have a statue of the Thinker. It's rather heavy. Oh, it's Josh. I know who you are from real life a little bit. You may or may not have shared the stream in a group chat or two. Oh, thank you, buddy. It means a lot. It really does. It's nice to be able to chat with people while we play these games. Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. You're not sure you remember me, but you only know my voice, so that may be why. I think we've played in a tabletop game together, but I might not be remembering you correctly either. Unfortunately, I don't have a webcam, so you're just gonna have to go off of my voice for now. Anyway. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use Tab to check the court record frequently. Yes, and use Escape to save rather frequently as well. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness.
The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand.
Chief, what do I do now? Whoop. We don't click off the tab the game is on. That's a bad idea. Hello? Computer? You okay? There we go. Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help with your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Rule number 1 of being a defense attorney: keep your client off a stand. Phoenix, you dum-dum. Listen, Phoenix is nothing if not a little bit of a dum-dum. Uh-oh. Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad.
Ahem. Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dubbed you?
Yes, I was in that class. Everyone in this universe is some level of dum-dum. I ask you refrain from using my real name online, though. Hey, watch it, buddy. We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Didn't they all die? Cleopatra and Mark Antony and Romeo and Juliet, yeah. Yeah, alright. Yeah, I knew I remembered you from somewhere, Germ. I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me. Ever. What's it to you anyway? .com, welcome. We are in our first case, trying to defend poor Mr. Larry Butts over here.
Mr. Butts, what you describe is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder.
That's an interesting note. What do you mean, one of them? Lies. All of it lies. I don't believe a word of it.
Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died.
So, the victim apparently arrived home from Paris on July 30th, the day before the murder. Indeed. She appears to have returned the day before the murder. Dude. No way.
The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies.
Daddies? Sugar?
Yes. Older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle.
Dude.
We can clearly see what kind of woman Mrs. Stone was.
What are you implying? Fathers who like baked goods. Yes, that's what a sugar daddy is. She baked for them. Glucose guardians. Oh my god, Jazz. Payne, what are you implying about this woman?
Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now?
Oh boy, we're in trouble. Right. I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I? Choice number 1, chat. Wait and see what happens. Or stop him from answering. I mean, I think we should probably stop him. This is badgering. This is irrelevant. Yeah, waiting and seeing what happens seems like a pretty bad idea. I could agree with that. It is an irrelevant question. 2. The choice has been made. My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case. Ugh! Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? That cheatin' she-dog. I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. Yeah, and when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Larry, we're trying to help you. Please. Let's continue with the trial, shall we? I believe the accused motive is clear to everyone. No, I believe you made no point, Payne, and none of that made any sense because he didn't know that she was cheating on him. So why would that be a motive? He just found out today. Oh, well, that's not great. Yes, quite. Oh boy, this is not looking good.
Next question.
Give him a motive to travel back in time to kill her. That's true, I guess. You feel like Larry would get on well with Kazcon from Neo Yokio? Probably.
You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not?
Well, maybe I did and maybe I didn't. Oh no, he went. What do I do? Have him answer honestly or stop him from answering? Honestly, I fail to see why perjury would help us at this point. I know. I'll send him a signal. Tell the truth. Yeah, I was there. I went. Order. Well, Mr. Butts. Dude, chill. Yeah, he's gonna answer anyway. She wasn't home, man, so like I didn't see her. Oh yeah, so this game has a very little small amounts of voice acting. Why are we defending this guy without interviewing him first? The short answer, Phoenix Wright is a critique of the Japanese court system. While it is very much a parody at times, it does take the more negative aspects of that system to its extremes, which we'll see a bit more of later. That might be a bit of our answer there. Also, it's the tutorial, and they wanted to make it kind of short as well.
Your Honor, the defendant is lying. Lying? The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying.
Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness?
The man who found the victim's body just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime.
Well, that's bad. Alright, who's our witness then? Order. Order in the court. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is bad. I would agree with Phoenix here. This is not going well.
On the day of the murder, the witness was selling newspapers in the victim's building.
How punchable was this witness's face? Oh, you'll see.
Please bring Mr. Frank Sawit to the stand.
Frank Sawit. His name is literally Mr. Sawit. Welcome to the beginning of the Ace Attorney pun names.
Mr. Sawit, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is this correct?
Yes. Newspapers, yes. Mr. Sawit, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder. Mr. Totes did it, how do you plead? Witness's account. I was going door to door, selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. His face is pretty punchable, like a Lycosone, I don't know. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. It was 1 p.m. Punchable in a scamish way, not quite an evil way. The time he found the body was 1 p.m. when the autopsy report clearly states the victim died from sometime between 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. Are you certain you saw it, Mr. Sawit? The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. He said he couldn't bring himself to go in, and yet he saw the time, and the time was, mind you, 3 to 4 hours before the time of death. Okay. Larry, why didn't you just tell the truth? Phoenix, you should believe in Larry. Larry was telling the truth. There's a contradiction in this statement. I can't defend you against testimony like that. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working?
Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building.
Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout?
Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally.
I will remind you, this game was made and released in 2001. While I believe that it is set in the year 2016, most of the technology is indeed from 2001.
The phone that Mr. Sawit used was one of those.
Yes, old phones do. So keep in mind that all of the... Oh, Jesus, this game is 20 years old. Keep in mind that all of the technology in this game is 20 years old. Kreitcher, it does tell you when it's supposed to be in a later case. Yes, that's true. It does tell you what year it is later. Wait, Glebov, did you only just notice that his name is literally Sawit?
Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal.
Okay. Interesting. So, electricity to Miss Stone's building was cut out from noon to 6 p.m. on the day of the crime. You finished the game and never noticed? That's like one of the first things I noticed when I started playing this was all of the puns. You may also note the name of our prosecutor is Winston Payne. Winced in pain. It'll continue like that. Now, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination, Your Honor. All right, Wright. This is it. The real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Oh, if you aren't a native English speaker, Winston isn't something you're used to. That's true. Puns in other languages are an adventure. Why, you expose the lies in the testimony that the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Yeah, like a son, you're right about that. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay? Open the court record with tab, and then point out the contradictions in the testimony. Cross-examination time. Man, the music in this game has no right to be as good as it is. Okay. Here's the first thing I think is going to be of note. So, he looked inside the apartment, right? And he claims it was at 1 p.m. But before we get to his major lie, how the hell does Mr. Sawit know that the phone in her apartment wasn't working when he didn't enter the apartment? The phone in her apartment wasn't working. Yes, I mean, no, it wasn't, right? But you said you didn't go into the apartment, or did you? Yeah, also, how does he know she was dead if he didn't check her pulse either? Liar. Yeah, he didn't check her pulse. All he saw was an injured woman on the floor. He didn't check if her phone was working because he said he didn't go into the apartment. All of this is falling apart, dude. Oh, that. I can explain that. There was a cordless phone on the shelf in the entryway. I reached inside and tried using that to call. And that phone wasn't working, correct? What happened next? Well, there's a lot of suspicious things here. That's the most suspicious off the bat, but... let's start from the very beginning. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing the apartment. Okay. Tell us more. Isn't a man leaving an apartment a common sight? I find it odd you would take notice of him. That is true. Phoenix is right there. Why are you so caught up in other people's business that some dude leaving what very well might be his own apartment is sus to you? I don't know. He just seems strange to me, that's all. Like he was mad and yet frightened at the same time. He was, smad, you could say. Just like a criminal fleeing the scene of a crime. The defense requests that the witness refrain from conjecture. Of course, what the witness means is the man he saw looked suspicious. So what happened next? You thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door behind him. Well, also, repeating that, you seem very nosy, saw it. Thinking it strange, you looked inside of the apartment. It's not your apartment. You don't live there. The fact that every part of his body is moving except his head is really freaking you out. Oh, it's weird. Why'd you look in a stranger's apartment, saw it? What is he, a pigeon? What gave you the idea to do that? Well, the door was half open, you see. Isn't it only human to want to peek? We climb mountains because they are there. It's the same thing. Truer words have never been spoken. Anyone would look inside. Man, y'all don't care about other people's privacy, do you? Why did pain cut him off so quickly? So, you looked into the apartment. What happened then? So, the last statement that I think is hyper suspicious is the time of death is wrong. For the most part in these games, you do want to press before you present. That's not always true. There's a case in the second game which is notoriously obnoxious with its penalties, but we are not there yet. Okay. Are you sure it was 1 p.m.? 1 p.m. Are you certain? Yes, absolutely. You're a liar, Mr. Sawit. He seems really confident. 1 p.m. Right. Doesn't that seem strange to you? Present some evidence to contradict him. Yeah, I think we should. Time of death, 4 to 5 p.m. You found the body at 1 p.m. You're sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at sometime after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. Phoenix is now really the time for puns. 1 second, I'm gonna get a sip of water. Alright. 4:20 lies between 4 and 5, implying there is ever not a time for puns. Oh god. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? Oh, that, This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time. After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Sawit. Why were you so certain you found the body at 1 p.m.? Gee, that's a really good question. Great job, right? You put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out the contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one, and their whole story falls apart. Oh, wait, I remember now. Would you care to give your testimony again? Real fast. We're gonna save. Save often. Just play whack-a-mole with presses. That's true. You don't have to be careful about when you press yet. You will later. The time of the discovery. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Hopefully there isn't an RNG element here. Thankfully, Capcom are merciful enough to not put RNG in a murder mystery game. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video or a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. Why didn't you mention that the first time? I see. You heard a voice saying the time on a taped program. RNG refers to random number generation. It's used in a lot of video games to create some aspect of randomness. It is generally disliked by a lot of people, but it can be fun. Fire Emblem is rather infamous for it at times. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Right? You know what to do. I've got this one. It's also used as general shorthand for any random element. Yeah, whenever randomness comes up in RNG, it's kind of video game shorthand for referring to that. There's some very funny statements of it, like praying to RNGesus, since the G could be... You get the point. Let's see. But I guess... What's most suspicious here? You know what it is. Used to make random movements in proteins. Oh, that's neat. So, let's see. You see, when you found the body, you heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. The television. The television. The television was on during a blackout, Mr. Saw It? Yeah, the power was dead. First let's press it, you know, just to make him be absolutely certain that he totally saw that the TV was on. Let's just make him dig a little deeper into that grave. She has a generator, and the phone wasn't plugged into it. Yeah, see, this is an important question. Are you sure it was a television and not a radio? Well, I guess it might have been a radio. Incidentally, there was no radio on the premises. There was only one large television. Right? I can't put my finger on it, but something about this seems fishy. You can't put your finger on it, Mia. I think it's pretty clear. Something about hearing the television. The witness has testified he heard the time. Did he now? There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. You know, in the middle of a blackout. Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. Wait, doesn't everyone have an independent generator for their 90-inch widescreen TV? You couldn't have heard a television. or a video. Good. I will. The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sawit? Oh yeah, this is like the best music. I love the song so much. No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite. Wait, I remember now. Mr. Sawit, the court would prefer to hear accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That, and you seem rather distraught? My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body. Very well, Mr. Sawit. Let's hear your testimony once more, please. His body gyrates faster, yet his face remains in place. At least there's some animation on his face now, so it's a little less distracting. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. The murder weapon was the statue of the thinker. Is this a table clock? That question has, is this a pigeon vibes? Wow, this dude, he's not a good liar. That must have been what I saw. You saw a clock. I guess that would explain it. Might as well be a straw, because the dude is grasping at them. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Gladly. Let's see. So, like, why hasn't the clock been put into evidence then? That strikes me as a very suspicious mistake. Yes, I could see how you'd be a little doubtful. I'm really sorry. I only just remembered the table clock. A table clock. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? What was there? A table clock? Was there a clock at the scene? This is the first I've heard of it. You're sure that the murder weapon was a clock? Because, like, the murder weapon is the thinker. The murder weapon? Yes, the table clock that was used as a weapon. That's what I just said. Did you doze off in the middle of my testimony or something? Yeah, something's real fishy here. The murder weapon. Why are you turning into a goat? Because my voice acting is not professional? I don't know. Oh yes, one of them special thinker statue table clocks. That clock would still function. Would the clock still be able to function after being used to bludgeon someone to death? How is it a clock? Really good questions. This is the murder weapon, actually. Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock, it was a statue. Now how is this supposed to be a clock? What? You with your objections and your evidence. Just who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Sawit. Cornered. A very good theme. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. This is a clock? Who do you think you are, a defense attorney?
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes, Mr. Payne.
As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it, and it says the time out loud.
It's a statue clock. No, close your eyes.
As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies.
I see. So, the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with his testimony now? Yeah, actually I do still. It's not a visual clock. How did he hear the thinker? How would he know? He didn't go in the apartment. Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock was to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he actually went into the apartment. You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Also, how convenient that the clock would be exactly 3 hours early. Well, you know the reason it would be 3 hours early. If you remember from the start of this case, Miss Cindy Stone just returned from a trip from Paris, and likely had yet to set her clock back to the local time. Oh yeah, prove it. Prove I went there. That's not a spoiler, we already know that. That's just logic. I'm not spoiling the case by figuring it out. You can literally figure all that out yourself from the evidence. It's not like I'm saying who the victim in case 4 is. The victim apparently arrived home from Paris on 7:30, the day of murder. And then the statue of the thinker is several hours off. It makes sense to correlate the two in my head. Paris to where? Admittedly, it doesn't make a total amount of sense, but the translation states New York, but like this is clearly Japan. Yeah, the translations are a little weird in these games. It's not that they're inherently awful or anything, it's that they're very much Americanized. All of the names, all of the characters, they try to make it set in America. It's actually messed up a lot of people's analysis on how the court system in this game works, because it's very much not critiquing the American court system. I'll do better than that. I can prove that you were the one who killed her. Oh, okay, Phoenix, slow down there, buddy. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sawit. The sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. Phoenix, don't slowly turn into Flowey on me.
What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture.
Baseless. Also, as I said, this is very much edited from the original case. I don't know where she flew in from in the Japanese version because I have never played it. But I know they changed it for the American version. Just look at the witness's face. Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day, I never. Look, the clock I heard, no, I mean, I saw. Shut up, I hate you. It was him, I tell you, I saw him. He killed her, and he should burn. Burn, give him death. Well, that would be rather difficult in New York. Order. Order in the court, I say. Your Honor, a moment, please. It feels weird not seeing this all pixelated. Yeah, I am admittedly very used to the DS version of this game. You'd like to think that was not actually a toupee, you just ripped off the hair. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims. Is there not? Mr. Wright, Your Honor, you claim the sound the witness heard just came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? The whole case is riding on this. I better think it through carefully. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Sawat heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if you simply try sounding the clock. Let's sound the clock. Now, here in this courtroom. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully. Beep. I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker, after all. So we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? May I touch this clock with my bare hands and ruin the fingerprints? Ah, yes, yet another Japanese franchise where everyone doesn't wear gloves for some reason. Which we have some reason not looked at. I feel like you would figure it out at some point during the investigation, even by accident, that there's like a moving part on the head. Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now? It's 11:25. As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sawat heard and the actual time of death. Yes, Mr. Sawat himself actually wore gloves. None of the Eternities here are wearing gloves, but Mr. Sawat, you know, you think the fact that he actually wore gloves would mean that he'd be a little bit more competent. So, Mr. Sawat, try to talk your way out of this one. You forgot one thing. Oh, what's he talking about now? Well, it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow. It proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. Oh. He's right. How am I gonna prove that? Damn it, I was so close. Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim. Yes, Your Honor. This means that I cannot elect to indict the witness. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sawit. I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal. A criminal! You lawyers are all slime. I almost had him. Hello, game. Game. Wait, what just happened? It really glitched out on me for a second. Did I just mess up? There's nothing I can do about it now. Okay, thank you, Mia. I was worried for a second because that just weirdly paused. Not so fast, Mr. Sawit. Mia, I mean Chief? Why is this not? Hello, game. No, this should be working. I don't know why the game is not letting me use my keyboard for a second here. Listen up, Wright? Don't throw this one a K. Not like this. Think. But, Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking outside of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think it through. I don't know why this is not running well on my computer right now. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right? Right? Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow? The right is too powerful. I guess so. This is not a very powerful game. Wait! Maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let them have it. Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim? Of course. There is a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Ha! Tough words. Let me see you pull this one off. Let's see this evidence as to why the clock was running slow. As we mentioned, it makes sense if you assume that the victim just came from Paris and didn't change her clock yet. The victim had just returned from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. Right, we're in California. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Sawit? Or should I say, Mr. Did It? It says California, not New York, you're right. I forgot for a second, but we are in Los Angeles. America, and definitely not Japan. Oh my. Order! Order, I say. Phoenix, the woman is dead, jeez. Listen, Phoenix will not turn up the opportunity for a pun. Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we expected. Mr. Payne, your witness.
He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor.
What just happened to the guy? He passed out. Very well. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly. It's been literally an hour. And find the true culprit in the same time. Foaming at the mouth is, of course, an express admission of guilt in this court system, as are a lot of other strange animations. Thank you, Your Honor. At this point, it is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts. Yeah, I mean, it's a little weird. In a way, it is heavily based off of the Japanese court system, and what you've got to remember is it's not like America where you're innocent until proven guilty. It's guilty until proven innocent. So it's not enough for us to prove that, Larry probably wasn't in the area or has an alibi. It's just such an extreme parody and criticism of their system that it's like you basically, as a defense attorney, have to find the actual murderer for your defendant to get off. Not guilty. It's a pre-modern type of British court. Yeah, it's quite a critique. And with that, the court is adjourned. Turns out that Frank Sawit was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sawit let himself in to do his dirty work. You've heard Japan has an insane amount of guilty verdicts. It is, actually, I'm pretty sure it's still above 90%. So, it's very understandable. You saw it in Royal a bit too, that there are a number of Japanese games that question the system there. While he was searching her place, the victim returned home. Flustered, Mr. Sawit grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. August 3rd, 2:32 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. So yeah, Mr. Sawit really didn't plan this out. He didn't have his huge murder plan of action. It was very clearly a burglary gone wrong, and he's not some super evil genius or anything. We don't have any of those yet, anyway. I still can't believe we won. Right? Good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. Keyword yet? Yeah, case 1 is the tutorial, indeed. I mentioned that at the start of the stream. Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've had a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Oh, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Did I play it after they added Case 5? Yes, I've never played the original Japanese version, so the first version I played was the DS edition of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Otherwise, it would have had 4 cases. They added a 5th. I have played through every game in the series, aside... No, actually, I think I've completed every one that's been translated officially or unofficially into English. So, the only ones I haven't played are the Great Ace Attorney games, because my Japanese is toddler-esque. You know that necklace is supposed to be a specific symbol, but it kind of looks like she's wearing a giant number 9 around her neck? Oh, Mia? That'll come into play a little later. Good. Wait, no, I mean bad. Bad, bad, bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy Wendy's gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was a... never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts, innocent. Thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this, ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner, movie, my treat. Oh no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh hey. Here, take this. It's a present. A present? For me? Don't take the finger! Don't take the fucking set! It's fine, I'm fine. I'm not freaking out over anything. It's fine. Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Here, have this murder weapon. Really? You made this? Yeah, Larry is actually a bit of an artist. Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick, and she was just playing me for a fool. Doesn't that just make you want to cry? Larry... Are you sure? Squeeze me. I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way. Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me. It's okay. Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right? Right? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him. Well, she did keep the statue that... I'm not gonna show him my badge. She did keep the statue that he made for her. Huh? Oh, yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? It's, the Thinker statue. She kept the clock. Because I'm an attorney. Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her. Huh? What about that clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled. Whatever. She probably just needed a clock. That's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick? I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks. Hope that made him feel a little better. To be fair, she might be alive if he hadn't made it. Oh god, chat. Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things can change depending on how you look at them. People too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Yes, everyone needs a phone, which is why I carry an entire phone booth. Right. Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. That's some very specifically important life advice for a first case, Mia. Well, I think our work is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner? On me? We'll drink to toast an innocent butts. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Yeah, part, at least. So, hey Phoenix, who's the other part? We gotta know. You'll have to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe over drinks. And so, my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends." But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us. Rip, unless you count the clock he gave Mia. I didn't know it then. Why did the music stop? But that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident. And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. Uh-oh. A brand new episode has been added. Oh boy. Save your progress up to this point? Yes. It's fine. I'm sure everything's fine, chat. Absolutely nothing ominous about the title Turnabout Sisters, or the fact that Phoenix said he wasn't able to tell the chief about what was happening anymore. Hello? This is Maya. Hey, Maya. It's me. Mia! What's up? You haven't called in a while. Oh no, the song. My heart. Okay, it's fine. Sorry, I've been so busy. How've you been? Well, lonely, and it's all your fault. Nah, I'm just teasing. I've been great. I'm finally getting used to having my own place. That's good to hear. Actually, I'm calling because I have a favor to ask. I know. You want me to hold evidence for you? Sharp as always. There's a lot of buzz about the upcoming trial. I just don't feel safe keeping the evidence here. I gotcha. So, what is it this time? It's a clock. A clock? Yeah. It's made to look like that statue, the Thinker. And it tells you the time. I thought you might like it. You always liked toys. Hey, I'm not a little girl anymore, sis. Now. You know I'm only teasing. Ah, I should probably tell you, the clock isn't talking right now. Huh? It's not working. That's lame. I had to take the clockwork out. Sorry. I put some papers inside it instead. Papers? Is that the evidence then? Well, there's a possibility that it might turn out that way, yes. Can you come by the office at, say, 9 to pick it up? I'll be in a pre-trial meeting until then. Okay, sis, but I expect dinner. Something good. Like burgers. I could really go for a good burger. Okay. We'll hit the usual joint. Alright, it's a deal. Okay, sis. See you soon. Yep, I'll be waiting, Maya. Conversation recorded. September 5th, 9:27 a.m. It's fine. September 5th, 8:57 p.m. Fay & Co. Law Offices. By who? Now, Miss Fay, I'll take what's mine. The papers? I'm sorry, but I can't give you what I don't have. Miss Fay, you are a poor liar. Why, I see it right over there. That must be the thinker that swallowed those papers. How could you know? You are not. Oh, what is this word? Cogniferous of my background. Gathering information is my business, you see. I should have been more careful. Oh, my dear Miss Fay, I am so very sorry. But I am afraid I must ask you for one more thing. Your eternal silence. Farewell, Miss Fay. Red, white, blue. September 5th, 9:08 p.m. Fay & Co. Law Office. She was killed by, honestly, he looks a bit like a JoJo's character. Oh, I'm late. Huh? That's strange. Guess the chief left without me. She said her sister was coming over, so we should all go out for dinner. What's that smell? Blood? Mia? Maybe she's in her office. So, this is our first investigation section of the game. You can examine everything you'd like to. I smell blood, and that can't be good. I have to check and see if Mia is okay. JoJo's Phoenix Wright would be crazy. That would be weird. Let's go to the office and see what there is to see. That smell. Blood. Sis. Someone's there. Chief? 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 Who are you? The strange girl dropped out cold. I left her lying on the office sofa. I went back to the chief where she lay under the window. Her body was still warm. I could feel it when I held her shoulder. Then, all too quickly, it began to fade. Until finally she was cold. Chief. So, Mia has been killed. It's hard seeing her like this, but if there are any clues here, she was struck on the head with a blunt object. She probably died instantly. The thinker lying next to her must have been the murder weapon. The murder weapon. Looks like a statue, but it's actually a clock. Made by Larry Butts. Now, we know she took the clockwork out of it, but does Phoenix know that? There are some glass shards near the chief's body. Must be pieces of the glass light stand lying broken in the back of the room. The broken remains of a glass light stand, broken beyond all recognition. Nothing else that seems like a clue here. A piece of paper. It must have fallen from Mia's hand. What could it be? Well, that's a little sus, isn't it? A word is written in blood on this scrap of paper. Maya? Did Mia write this? This piece of paper is a receipt from a department store, dated yesterday. A department store receipt with the letters written in blood on the back. I think that's enough stooping around for now. I'd better call the police and find out what that girl was doing here. Kinda. But the poor plant. So you can slide back and forth between two segments. I'm sorry, someone did a crossover of what? The Fay & Co. ledger book. Everything is written in the chief's ultra-neat handwriting. It's a small office, but it makes a good bit of money. Surprisingly, the chief was never good with machines. About all she used this PC for was email. She picked up this ancient model at some garage sale for practically nothing. Ah yes, the ancient TV. That's why it's from like 2000. All the chief's important documents are packed in here. This is where she filed her case records and recent rulings. Right, I'd better call the police. That's funny. A few of the screws on the receiver are missing. It looks like someone was halfway through taking it apart. Huh. Feed the plant to get some kindness. Police? Please, come quick. What was that? Someone screaming from outside the window? She's staring right at me. She's holding a phone in her hand. The phone receiver is missing a few screws. I'd better not use it. Well, we're in trouble, aren't we? There's a large building right across from the office. The Gatewater Hotel. A nice, luxurious place. Some shards of glass on the floor. Okay. The chief's chair. A simple, functional design. Feels pretty good to sit in, too. Let's see. It's painful to look, but I have to, for Mia's sake. It's like she was sit on the head with a blunt weapon. Okay, we saw that. It's the encrusted with dried blood. How ironic that this became the murder weapon. Again. Should you be sitting in that right now? No, we shouldn't be touching anything. Maya, did Mia write this? We can't really call the police because the receiver is not working. Phoenix, I know it's 2001 era technology, but do you have a cell phone? Boy, please. No clues, okay. Perfectly normal office desk. The chief had a very particular policy about office decor. Spend big on stuff the clients use, but keep your own stuff simple. The phone receiver is missing a few screws, okay. Maybe there's a phone in the other room. That girl just now. Where'd she go? I put her right there on the sofa. Uh-oh, I hope she didn't run on me. Eeh! Don't scare me like that. Excuse me, but who are you? It's okay. I work here. Maya Fay? Maya Fay? Maya? So Mia was writing this girl's name. Maybe I should show her the receipt? I never thought there'd be a use for evidence like this outside of the courtroom. So, now you can do a couple things. When you meet someone in the field, you can talk to them about what's going on, but you can also present evidence to them. It is tradition in this fandom to show everyone your attorney's badge, so we're gonna do it. I'm sorry, I've never seen that before. Before Mia died, she wrote a message with her own blood. She wrote it on the back of this receipt. That's my name? Why? Why would she write my name? Please just calm down. Why would she just write my name? Uh-oh. Now I've done it. Uh-oh. The police. Sounds like they're coming this way. Ah. Her sister must have been nice enough not to flash her badge all the time, I guess so. What kind of voice does Gumshoe get? Alright, I'm Dick Gumshoe, see? Gumshoe? What an odd name. It's Buffadachi! No. No. We do not call him Adachi. He's a good boy. We received a report from the building across the way, see? Got a person saying they saw a murder. Must have been the woman I saw. Anyway, I don't want neither of you moving an inch, okay? Great. Just great. Maya, wait, she wouldn't have. Nah. Wholesome Badachi? I mean, if you want to say that. Have all the other names been perfectly normal to you? Supposedly. Whoa! Excuse me! This word, Maya here, mean anything to you? That's my name? What? The victim drew this dear note in her own blood, you see? With her dying breath, she wrote down the killer's name! Gumshoe, no. Gumshoe, stop. Killer? I'm not. Case closed. You're coming down to the precinct, ma'am. What? Well, shit. Mia's younger sister, Maya, was arrested on the spot. I was taken in for questioning and didn't get out until the next morning. Would this little cinnamon roll even have the physical strength for that, let alone the motive? You know, considering the fact that Maya is 17 years old. And it would have had to been done with enough force that she died instantly. My eyes were heavy, but I couldn't sleep. I sat around, waiting for visiting hours to begin at the detention center. I had to talk to Maya as soon as possible. September 6th at 9 a.m. The detention center visitors room. We're gonna be here a lot. Wow, they have poor Maya locked up like a criminal. It's almost like an overzealous detective ran into her sister's office, assumed from one piece of evidence that she was a murderer, and chucked her in jail. Also, she's a teenager, so what the fuck? Oh, it's you, the lawyer. Good morning. Good morning. She looks so tired. By that you mean Mia couldn't have been the one to write that. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Mia died instantly. How did she write a note with her sister's name on it in her own blood? Are you going to be my attorney? Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. It's up to you. I'd better give it to her straight. It's up to you. Up to me? Yes. I don't think this is something I should decide. After all, you're the one in trouble here. They're never going to believe me, are they? Even you, when you found me in the office. You looked at me like I'd done it. Did I look at her like that? No, I never thought. It's okay. I understand. And I've also heard about you. Heard? Heard what about me? I was talking to my sister on the phone the other day. Today was my junior partner's first time in court. Wow, really? How'd it go? It was quite the scene. Honestly, I was on edge the whole time. It's been a while. So he crashed and burnt? He's a genius. One of those strike fear into the hearts of evil types. The only thing he's lacking in is experience. Huh, sounds like it was fun. Well, I know who to go to if I ever get in trouble now. I don't know, Maya. I think you might want to wait. Give him 3 more years. That is, unless you want to be found guilty. Glowing approval of our work. That's what she said. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to insult you. No, it's okay. It's true, I guess. But at the same time, I can't just sit by and watch. When I think of the person who did this to Mia... I know. Let's examine. Smile for the camera. Hello, sir. This guard monitors the visitor's room. He hasn't moved an inch. Real pro, this guy. Her hair looks like a tiny hat. It's a little bun. There's something I've been wanting to ask you. Yes? What's with that outfit? Oh, this? This is what all acolytes wear. It's my uniform, you could say. Acolytes? Like people in religious training. Is that what you do? Oh, it's nothing strange, really. I'm a spirit medium. In training. A spirit medium? I'm pretty sure that qualifies as strange. The day of the crime? Could you tell me more about the day of the murder? Yes. Let's see. That morning, I got a call from my sister. She wanted me to hold on to a piece of evidence for an upcoming trial. Evidence? Yes, that clock shaped like the thinker. The one Larry made. How could that have been evidence in this case? Right. She said something about that. I remember. Do you want to hear it in her own voice? Her own voice? Yes. I'm pretty sure our conversation is on my cell phone. You recorded it. Yeah, I forgot how to delete those things. We should be thankful that Maya is bad at technology because she saved evidence. Thank you, Maya. Your cell phone? So you say you have a conversation with your sister on your cell phone. Let's hear it. Right. Oh, I just remembered that detective took my cell phone. Sorry. Oh, right. Of course. A teen who's bad at technology. Adorable. I mean, Maya is a sweet character. I hope you guys will like her. Next time I see Detective Gumshoe, I'll ask him for it. I'll write you a note so you don't forget, okay? Sure, thanks. Maya's memo. A conversation I had with my sister is recorded on my cell phone. Maya's a good character, yeah. Spirit mediums. So you're an acolyte, medium in training? That's right. The Fae family, especially the women, have always been very sensitive to the spirit world. So, you're a short girl. You're a spirit medium. You know, if you broke out of prison, you would be a small medium at large. Wait a second. Did you say the Fae family? So, Mia was into this stuff too? Of course! She left the mountain to follow her career, she said. Her powers were first class, too. I had no idea. Wait. What? So you're a real, honest-to-goodness spirit medium, with ESP and all that. Yes, in training. Well, can't you contact Mia's spirit then? We can just ask her who killed her. I'm sorry. I'm still in training. I couldn't do something on that level. I thought that would be too easy. Huh? Something the matter? I was wondering, could I ask you a favor? This is the address of a famous lawyer. My sister gave it to me a long time ago. She said if I was ever in trouble, I should call him. And, well, I'm in trouble. Yeah, spirit medium nonsense would not be admissible in court. Do you think you could go ask him to represent me? Sure. Why not? I'll go ask. Thank you so much. I have no one else to turn to. Say, what about your parents? I see. Don't worry, leave it to me. Thank you. The trial's tomorrow at 10. What? Tomorrow? Tomorrow. What if this guy refuses? They told me that if I don't find one, the state will pick an attorney to defend me. When will that happen? They're giving me until 4 this afternoon. And visiting hours are almost up. I'd better hurry. Right, I'll be back. Well, shit, we better run then. We have a very short time to figure this mess out. So we have a new place we can visit. Grossberg Law Officers. According to the receptionist, the big boss is out. She couldn't say when he'd be back. It must be hard to keep track of everything when you're a famous lawyer. You could use the spirit medium thing like Wikipedia to find better sources. I mean, you could at least ask to get a direction on where you should start looking. Hey Mia, who killed you? Okay, we'll look for evidence about that. Not to mention run an office like this. I guess I'll have to come back later. So he's not here right now, which sucks. A table for clients. An elegant ebony case. If I'm not mistaken, that lighter is made of solid gold. What the fuck? Even I can tell someone here's got money to burn. Yeah, you don't say, Phoenix. That painting has been bugging me ever since I stepped in here. The oil paint is so thick it's practically giving me a stuffed nose. I'm pretty sure the price is nothing to sneeze at either, for that matter. Yeah, you know. Expensive-looking mahogany bookshelves, filled with expensive-looking books. Funny. They don't look like they've ever been read. A solid mahogany desk. The wood's been polished to a deep luster. Thick oil paint must have taken forever to dry. You're not wrong. What about the plant? An expensive potted plant. Phoenix? Phoenix, how do you know so much about plants that you can tell just by looking at it? Oh, no, he's just assuming. No idea what kind of plant it is, but it's probably the most expensive one available. You know what they say about assuming, Phoenix. We're gonna save real quick, but we'll probably play until at least the start of the trial section for this case. The office is filled with police officers. They're all busily searching for clues. Hey, you there! This is a crime scene, pal. No trespassing. Sorry. Don't I know you from somewhere? Wait, you're that Butts guy, aren't ya? No, I'm Phoenix Wright. Phoenix is a connoisseur of potted plants. How could anyone mistake me for Larry? Ah, I guess I got the wrong name, Mr. Wright. Sorry about that. That Butts guy, he was a killer. And you're no killer, right? He was proven innocent. Right. And you were Detective Gumshoe. Gumshoe, wasn't it? Dick Gumshoe? Right, at your service. Hang on, that's Detective Gumshoe to you, pal. Anyway, get the name right. And don't go calling me Dick. Hey, Dick, get over here. Yes, sir. Be right there. Ahem. You're her lawyer, right, pal? If you got business here, you better do it quick. He thinks I'm Maya's lawyer. Just bluff. Bluff your way through everything. Middle name Tracy, probably. Thank you, Dick Gumshoe. You're very nice. About Miss Fay, did you do an autopsy? You want to know the results, huh? Yes? Now, don't you look at me like that, pal. It's no use. She might have been your boss, but that doesn't mean you get any special treatment. So, fun legal system problems. Yeah, the prosecutors can go investigate as much as they want. Good luck if you're an attorney. Alright. You can see the report, but that's all. Thank you, Gumshoe. Autopsy report added to the court record. Time of death, 9/5 at 9 p.m. Cause of death, single blunt force trauma. Death was instantaneous. What about Maya? About Maya? Yeah, I'm looking forward to the trial. Sorry, pal, but this is one trial you aren't gonna win. Why do you say that? Why do you say that? Bum bum bum. The city's put Prosecutor Edgeworth on prosecution. Edgeworth. I'm sure you know what that means, being a lawyer and all. Edgeworth. Prosecutor Edgeworth. That's right, pal. Mr. Miles Edgeworth himself. Also known as the best character. Don't at me. Wait. You do know him, don't you? Yeah, of course I know him. I know him. He's a feared prosecutor. He doesn't feel pain. He doesn't feel remorse. He won't stop until he gets his guilty verdict. Aw, don't talk about him that way. You make him barely sound human. Gumshoe, you're an absolute sweetheart and you're nice to everyone. Still, I'm afraid this pretty much decides the case. So Edgeworth is on this one. He hasn't lost a case since he became a prosecutor at the incredibly young age of 20. Of course, there are rumors about back alley deals and forged evidence. All I know for sure is that Edgeworth hates crime with an almost abnormal passion. I never imagined I'd be facing him so soon. I'm sure it's fine. Look, I'm a defense attorney. What's that? Sorry, pal, but I got no info for the likes of you. I'm gonna present everything to you anyway. As opposed to the typically pro-crime public. I was wondering, do you know anything about this? That statue? That's the murder weapon. Huh? He thinks the clock is just a statue, too. I'm starting to wish I'd never seen this thing. There was broken glass at the crime scene, right? Oh, that. Seems like a glass stand broke next to the victim. Wait, no. I didn't read that right. Seems like a glass stand next to the victim fell over. The glass shards were pieces of the broken stand. There was a piece of paper next to the victim, wasn't there? Yeah, the one with the killer's name written on it. Are you sure that Mia wrote it herself? Given the condition of the writing, it's hard to say if it's hers or not. So there's no proof Mia wrote it. I was wondering, did you see Maya Faye's cell phone? Oh, that? I have that. Do you think you could give it back? Sure, I mean, wait a second, pal. Tricky lawyer. Uh-oh, he's on to me. Tell him strict. If I tell him why I want it, there's no way he'll give it to me. Something the matter? Oh no, it's just, you know, detective. Nope, I know nothing, pal. That cell phone has a lot of numbers on it, like her boyfriend's. Phoenix, you're a terrible liar. Oh no. That glass seems pretty sus, yeah. A cell phone holds all a little girl's sweetest and spiciest secrets. You're trying to confuse me. Sorry, pal. I already checked all the numbers in the memory. Impressive. You're quite the detective. Uh-huh. Oh, here, you can have the phone back. There weren't any suspicious call records in there, after all. Seems like he didn't notice the recorded conversation. You know, and since we're totally normal people, we're not gonna inform the police about this. We're not gonna let Edgeworth know. We're just gonna dump it on them in the middle of the trial, aren't we? Maya's cell phone. Check the court record to hear the recorded conversation. Guess I've asked all the questions I needed to. You all done, pal? Yes. Thank you. Gumshoe jabs a thumb at the buttons. Yup, that's a phone. Oh, wait. One more thing I wanted to mention to you. I don't suppose you're planning on talking to that witness. Anyway, you'd better not. No influencing the witness with your lawyerly ways, pal. Come to think of it, I had completely forgotten about her. The witness. Yeah, Miss April May. I'm sorry about this, but I can't tell you anything about her. Well, you just told me her name, Miss May, huh? So you've spent her home already, then? You're trying your lawyerly tricks on me now. She's not to go outside of her room until the trial. So she's still in the hotel across the way. I guess I should know better than to try to get a detective to leak information. You got that right, pal. Time to pay a visit to Miss May. Tell me about the autopsy report. Thanks for this, by the way, Gumshoe. Is there even a single person in this word not named after some sort of pun? Probably not. No mention it, pal. When it comes to dealing with lawyers, fight fair and square is our motto. I don't know how I feel seeing everything written up like this. It makes Mia's death seem so routine. So we can check the call from here. What's up? You haven't called in a while. Actually, there's something I need you to hold on to. A clock. The clock isn't working. I took the clockwork out. Papers, is that the evidence? Yes. There's something I want you to hold on to for me. Yeah. Kind of want to examine if he'll let me. Mia's favorite potted plant. I remember it had this bizarre name no one could ever remember. Cordyline Strichia, pal. Who is that? Mia's desk. Perfectly clean, as always. The only thing it's missing is Mia. There's a horrendous amount of legal books here. Scarier still is that Mia probably read all of these. Did you not, Phoenix? You're also a lawyer. An old movie poster. Apparently, this was the first movie that made Mia cry when she saw it. I'll have to check it out one of these days. The sky is blue, and so am I. There's that hotel, right across the way. Well, Thanks, Gumshoe. Talk to you later, buddy. Wow, we just straight up went into her hotel room. Gatewater Hotel, room 303. Well, hello there, handsome. Hi. Smooth, right? Real smooth. You're the lawyer, aren't you? The detective told me. He said, don't say nothing to that lawyer, pal. Memo to self. Thank Detective Gumshoe for making my job harder. Gee, this is all like something out of a movie. It's all so exciting I can hardly contain myself. Ooh, let me go refreshen up so I can look the part of the beautiful eyewitness. I pity the lawyer that has to cross-examine this one. Well, Phoenix, you pity yourself. Okay, those hands make you think in a cat. She should be talking in cat puns and saying "nya." There's a screwdriver stuck in this drawer. I wonder what's inside. Let's take a look. Hey! What are you doing? No touching! Ooh, bad boy. You really shouldn't pry around in other people's rooms now. You wouldn't want to make me upset, would you? Upset? I thought she was gonna explode for a second there. Yeah, she seems awfully happy about all this. I wonder what could be inside the drawer. What did you see? Do you think you could tell me something? I need you to describe what you observed at the time of the incident. Ooh, observe. Incident. You sound just like a lawyer in the movies. I like a man with a big vocabulary. April, please. This is a family stream. Better not encourage her. You know that thing that occurred that happened the other day? The bad thing? What did you see when it happened? I don't suppose you could tell me about it? Pretty please? Let me see. Well, dream on. If you want to know, you'll just have to come to court tomorrow, Mr. Lawyer. Oh boy. Could you just... Who exactly are you? Ooh, Mr. Lawyer, are you hitting on me? April, please, stop. No, hey, I'm just doing my job here. You know, you're cute when you blush. Believe me, this is the first time in my life I've blushed this much. Right. Can you just tell me what it is you do? Well, no. And you had your little hopes up, didn't you? Oh boy. She's a real good witness. I see there are 2 glasses on the table. Is someone staying here with you? Ooh, what amazing powers of observation! You must be one of those famous detectives, like on television. Oh, no, not me. I'm just a lawyer. Say, Mr. Big Detective, why don't you go look for clues in the garbage? Miss May doesn't like nosy little lawyers. Oh boy. I'm sorry, a car alarm just went off in the background. I don't know if my mic is good enough to not pick that up. But sometimes when you live in the city, these things happen. Oh boy. My mic did not. That's impressive. A bottle and 2 glasses are on the table. Somebody must be staying with her. The late summer sunlight streaks through the window. There's Fay & Co. offices building, of course. You can see the inside of the room pretty clearly from here. I think it would be a little difficult to recognize a face from this distance, though. Ah, a still scene painting. Wait, should that be still life? Whatever. One of those is hanging on the wall. The flowers are fake, as expected. I know sunflowers and tulips, but that's about the extent of my floral knowledge. What's inside there, I wonder? Maybe later. So we can't check that out yet. I'm an attorney. Excuse me, but I'm a witness, police witness, you understand? How could I possibly give any information in good conscience, Me, the witness. It's just like the movies. Alright, she's just gonna say this a lot. Fine. You're very unhelpful. Let's see if Grossberg's back. Ahem. If that wasn't the most over-the-top clearing of the throat I've ever heard. Ah ha ha! So you're the one they say has been looking for me. Yes, that's me. He looks even grander than I imagined. That badge on your collar. So you're a lawyer, are you now? Yes. Well, yes. Grossberg is very... His design is just very likable. And what do you want? I'm not particularly busy these days. Please proceed. Not busy? Then how come no one could get in touch with you? Something the matter? You came to see the one and only Marvin Grossberg, did you not? Well, here I am, boy. What do you want? Out with it. Well, sir, actually, it's about Maya. Maya Fey. You want to run into him at a wine tasting? That would be nice. Yes. Maya Fey. Go on. Why this strange reaction? Cha-cha. I'm really quite busy here, son. I can't go taking cases on a day's notice. No, it's quite impossible. Wait a second. How did you know the trial was tomorrow? Anyway, I'm afraid it's entirely impossible for me to represent her. Sorry. End of discussion. What's going on? He refused me before I even got the chance to ask him. That is sus. What do I tell Maya? Your refusal? How can you just refuse like that? Please, tell me why you won't take the case. Well, you see, it's just... I'm busy, you see. You take it back. But the client is Mia Fey's sister. Mia trusted you. She knew that her sister would be in good hands. Yes, of course I know that. You just want me to deal with Edgeworth, don't you? God damn it, alright. Oh, I just drank water wrong. However, I'm sorry, but I must refuse. Sorry, goodbye. Creep, fine. I don't have time to argue with you anyway. I'll go look elsewhere. Think not. Did you just say something? I think not, I said. What do you mean? I'm terribly, terribly sorry. But I'm afraid that no lawyer worth their salt will take this particular case. Terribly sorry, my boy. Why? I cannot say. Hey, Grossberg, what the fuck? I beg your pardon, but could you leave now? I've nothing more to discuss with you. What's going on here? How do you know Mia Fey? She worked here a long time ago. Quite the apprentice, that one. Learned my techniques in the blink of an eye. She left one day, quite suddenly. She had a mission, you see. A mission? You could see it in her eyes. She followed it with a burning passion. Never looked back, that one. Yeah, also, what the fuck? That's quite a painting. Aha, you noticed. It's my pride and joy. Impressive, isn't it? Well, isn't it? The color of the sky, the hue of the sea, the weave of the straw hat. Why do I get the feeling that us, as Edgeworth, is going to get an award for the number of buses we've been thrown under? As Wright is going to get an award for the number of buses we've been thrown under. I was going to say, Edgeworth? Maybe not, though. We don't know much about Edgeworth yet, aside from the fact that I like him. So, He's probably doomed, statistically. It's worth at least 3 million. I have no intention of parting with it, of course. No, I won't sell it. Not even to you. I wasn't interested. It's not for sale. I'm not buying. Jeez. Very sorry, but I've got nothing to say. Nothing? Alright. Well, fuck, what am I gonna go tell Maya? It's a bad sign. All of this is a bad sign. It's almost 4. I guess we're just gonna defend Maya and deal with this Edgeworth guy on our own time. It's fine. It's our second case ever, and he's never lost one. It's fine. Everything's fine. Hey. Oh, you're back. Did you find the lawyer? Well, see. I really don't think you should use that guy. He didn't seem healthy. What really happened? You don't mean he refused to help? I see. I've been abandoned then. No, you haven't. Could you tell me about the day of the murder? Sorry, I know it must be hard. No, it's okay. All I've been doing the last few hours is talking about it. I've kind of gotten used to it. Let's see. That morning I got a call from my sister. She wanted me to hold on to a piece of evidence for an upcoming trial. That's the thinker clock that Larry made. It practically qualifies as a serial murderer by now. Yeah, that clock has killed 2 people. So then, when did you arrive at the office? It was right around 9. The lights were off and I could smell blood. Then I found her, my sister. Thanks, Maya. That's all I needed to hear for now. What about your family? I only had my sister. My father died when I was very young, and I don't know where my mother is. Don't know? So she could still be alive. Clearly she doesn't care that much if she is, considering one of her children is dead and the other is in prison and she isn't here. The women in my family have been mediums for generations. They say a lot of spiritual power runs in our blood. About 15 years ago, our family was involved in an incident. I'm sure this won't come up again. There was a man and he ruined our mother's life. Where is he? Can we punch him? Ruined. After that, she disappeared. Several years after that, my sister announced she would become a lawyer and left the mountain. His name was my dad. She did mention her dad died, so probably not. So you live by yourself? Yes, I've gotten used to it. Oh, also, I had to become independent or I would lose my powers. I feel bad for her, all by herself up on that mountaintop. Your mother's enemy. Yeah, who's this guy? So who was this man who, ruined your mother? About 15 years ago, there was an unusual murder case. It made quite a stir, and everyone was talking about it, apparently. Gee, I wonder if we'll be solving that murder case. Oh, hi, Technicolor Dusty. We made it to case 2 pretty quickly. Oh no, Maya, indeed. The police were running out of leads, and they were getting desperate. Wait, they didn't use a spirit medium, did they? The police convinced my mother to try to contact the victim. Wow, So, what happened? The case was solved, we thought. You thought? The man my mother helped the police capture was innocent. The police's consultation with a medium had all been carried out in secret, of course. But a man found out about it and leaked it to the press. He told all the papers my mother was a fraud, and the media jumped on it big time. My mother became a laughingstock of the nation. I see. White. Excuse me? White? That was his name. My sister told me. White. Nothing like that guy we saw earlier or something. Just a little longer now before the state-appointed lawyer comes, I guess. 4 p.m. Time's up. What should I do? Do I just leave her and go home? Hell no! I don't care if we have to go up against a demon prosecutor. We can handle a demon prosecutor, chat. Defend Maya. I've made up my mind. I'm going to defend you whether you want me to or not. What kind of person would choose option 1? A monster. Why? Why? Well, I can't abandon you. No one is as sad as a person without any friends. Don't be so cruel, unworthy. Listen. I told you he's my favorite. I'm allowed to dunk on him a little bit. I know, I've been there a long time ago. Why did I become a lawyer in the first place? Because someone has to look out for the people who have no one on their side. Maya? Navi, cruel to worthy. Technicolor dusty. We'll dunk on him a little bit. I won't abandon you. You can count on me. That's so kind of you. Well, let's fight this one and get you out of here. Right. Thank you. She smiled at last. She looks like an entirely different person. One last question. You are innocent, right? Yes! And I trust you. So you trust me too, okay? It's a deal. So, what next? There's something that's been bugging me. Just what was inside that strange woman's drawer? It was when I tried to look into that drawer that she got all defensive. There has to be something in there. By the way, I got your phone. Hey, I got your cell phone back. Oh, say, can I listen to my sister's voice? Maya's eyes closed. She listened to every word with such intensity. Before long, tears began to roll down her cheeks. Oh no! Oh no, I'm sorry! Thank you. I made it worse. I'm sorry. None of this will make it better. Oh no. I guess we have to go check out the hotel. See if we can get into that drawer. Oh, you're new. Bellboy. Good afternoon, sir. Excuse me, you are? I beg your pardon, sir. I'm the bellboy of this establishment, at your service, sir. Oh, right. I've just come up to deliver room service, sir. Do you know where Miss May might be? Ah, I believe, our guest, Miss May, is currently using the, facilities. His hair makes you hungry for chocolate. If you've no need of anything, I'll be taking my leave. Please, stay as long as you like. Enjoy. Yeah. Wait, no, hey. Why does it seem like every time I come here, I end up embarrassing myself? Wait, Now's my chance to snoop around a bit. This is super legal. You would not be surprised even a little if his name was actually Bellboy. Oh, I almost forgot. You came back quick. Might I ask you to inform Miss May that there is a message for her? Please tell her that Mr. Wright, not Mr. White, Mr. White of Blue Corp phoned. Mr. White. Oh, right. Sure. Mr. White of Blue Corp. Where have I heard that name? White. That was his name. My sister told me. White was the name of the guy who ruined Mia and Maya's mother. Could it be a coincidence? This is a video game. Nothing is a coincidence. A simple bed. It's been recently made. Nothing eye-catching here. Well, geez, Phoenix. You don't have to be that rude to the bed. There's a screwdriver sticking out of that half-open drawer. Now's my chance to see what's inside. What do we have here? A wiretap. What would a woman like her be doing with a thing like this? Phoenix, I love you, but how the hell are you gonna present this legally in court? There is definitely something suspicious about this Miss May. Why would she have something like this in her hotel room? There's a story behind all this, I know it. Alright, I'll be using this bit of evidence in tomorrow's trial, that's for sure. Man, we're screwed. We're so screwed. For Maya's sake, I'll get to this woman's bottom... Wait, I mean, you know what I mean. Illegally obtained evidence is definitely A-okay in court. No one will question it. Oh, Bellboy? Still there? Uh-oh, time to scram. I look forward to tangoing with you tomorrow, Miss May. In court. To be continued. Updated evidence is the best evidence. Why'd your phone do that? Make a smiley face? I don't know. But given that it is 9:48 and we are ready for the first day of the trial of this case, I think I'm going to call it for tonight. It's almost 10, and I'm going to have a very long stream tomorrow, as is typical. Thank you all for coming to our first Ace Attorney stream. It was nice to see some new faces in chat. I always like that. I hope that you'll come by again next Friday when we play Ace Attorney. And if you're interested, stop by tomorrow and we'll be playing some Persona 5 Royal. So, night everyone. Okay. Let me just...